Hey guys, okay, we have to talk about tonight's episode of Scandal. That's right, I'm doing this right after the show because, come on, guys. This show is crazy. It is off the chain. I don't know what Shonda and her crew are doing in that writing room, but they are killing it. Oh my God, guys, so much happened on this episode tonight, and it started off with Huck torturing Quinn. He had her taped naked on the floor in the plastic, and he was ready to rip out her teeth. The man licked her face. I literally like grabbed my face in shock. I could not believe what I was seeing. Huck went off the deep end, and it was absolutely awesome. I don't even know where to start. We have Olivia, we have her mom. Her mom has found her, and she is now with Olivia, and Olivia is terrified like a little girl, calling Huck, telling her she doesn't know what to do. Huck is like, get to the safe house. You and your mom go because your dad is going to be tracking her. They get to the safe house. Jake and Huck go into friggin' black ops mode and rip out some chip in her neck because they know that they're going to be tracking her. Come on, guys. This show is ridiculously good. I mean, Olivia barely even spoke in this episode, okay? Because she was at such a loss for words. She had nothing to say. She was just in shock. Her mom was back from the dead, of course, claiming that everything that was going on was the result of her dad, Rowan, aka Command, the head of B613. And in last week's episode, I was like, if this woman is willing to gnaw off her wrists to get out of prison, what is she capable of? And in the back of my mind, I was thinking, let's face it, Rowan is no angel, but I was like, could he be the good one in this scenario? God help us if he is. And, the episode plays out, and her mom is acting all like, oh, woe is me. Your father's going to do whatever he can to track me down. Yeah, he is, because you are the crazy one. That's right, people. We find out by the end of this episode that Olivia's mom is actually AKA Marie, who in a flashback, Olivia remembers picking up the phone when she was like, 12? And remembering this phone call where a man said, hi, is Marie there? And she's like, huh? She's like, oh, I'm sorry, is your mom Marie? I'm looking for your mom. And she's like, my mom's name is Mia. Sorry, you have the wrong number. And then after Olivia had called the president, called Fitz personally to say, listen, I need a favor, getting my mom on the no-fly zone. And of course, Fitz is going to do whatever he can for his boo. And he's like, it's handled. And he gets her on the no-fly zone, gets her in a plane. She's off in the air. And just as she's about to take off, and they have this big dramatic hug, like, Mom, I love you, and I'll do anything to clear your name and protect you from my horrible dad, your horrible husband. Boom, it clicks in Olivia's head that the name on the phone was Marie, which was also the name of the person that they claimed was Olivia's mom to get her on the no-fly zone. Seriously, guys? So this whole time, Rowan is the good guy? Really? When these are your options, Rowan as your good guy dad and Mia/Marie as your mom? Oh my God. What? This show is trying to kill me slowly, okay? And I'm loving every second of it. There was so much other stuff going on in this episode. Huck was torturing Quinn. He pulled out her teeth. When he was about to pull out her second tooth, she literally had to beg for her life and tell him that she would do something to help the team. And we find out that obviously that is her getting in good with Charlie. She plays the victim card that Huck hurt her. She was the only one he was the only one she had. And of course, Charlie buys it hook, line, and sinker, takes her in, and boom, takes her to Wonderland to go see Rowan. Now, the only problem with this is that Rowan is all of a sudden the good guy. So now Quinn is on a mission to do right by her team, and she's sitting there with a syringe in her hand, like, oh my God, this is just gonna go all ways wrong. Like, just so horribly wrong, okay? But it is just such good TV. I mean, literally, I was like this. Like, what is happening tonight? It was just so good. And then we had Cyrus and James and that whole confrontation about James sleeping with Sally's husband, and basically James was like, screw you, you sold me out, you pimped me out, and you think I wasn't gonna do it. And then he's like, I'm leaving you, I'm taking our daughter and I'm going. And Cyrus is like, you're not going anywhere, you never would, you never have, and you never will, and da da da. And he's like, I've got pictures. And it's just like, oh my God. Dude, I mean, this show is come on, like, no one gets a happy ending on this show, okay? No one. And we even had a little bit of David Rosen in this episode, where he was even trying to convince Abby that he couldn't do anything about the no-fly zone because Olivia's mom had been flagged in so many crazy ways, because she's this huge terrorist and she's this huge threat, that if anybody tried to remove her off of the no-fly zone, it would bring on a ton of questions. So David made an appearance to say to Abby, look, I love you, you're my girl, but I can't help you out, okay? Then we even had a Huck working with, of course, Jake, trying to take down Olivia's dad. And, he tries to come up with some covert op, and it's like, fail. All these men end up getting killed. And I mean, like, it was kind of like the weakest part of the storyline for me, because I was like, really, Jake, you really thought you were just going to be able to kill Command in like 2 seconds? No. So, but Jake did have a really nice confrontation scene with the president, and he went in there and was like guns blazing, basically like, listen, you need to recognize that Olivia's father needs to go down. And he's like, listen, I already know this, but we cannot just do that. Like, it doesn't just work this way. We need to come up with a plan. But you just want to be the hero. You want to be the hero for Olivia. And I mean, these two are still going at it like face to face, dead on. I'm looking you in your eyeball, and I'm not backing down. And it is just like, oh, neither of you are going to get the girl. In the end, neither of you are going to get the girl, okay? It's just the way Shonda is. There is no happy ending, people, for anybody. Anyone. It's just like crazy. And then we even got another little hint into Harrison's storyline that we're slowly starting to see come into this third season, finally, thank goodness. And they named that guy, I think his name was Annan Sharif or something like that. And we got an introduction to another girl who looks like she used to work with Harrison back in the day, and she was off doing some like quick little thing for him, and she was like, oh, by the way, Adnan says hello, and all of a sudden Harrison, sheet white, like he was out. He was like, what? He's here? He's back in town? Yeah, you can thank Cyrus for that, all right? Don't mess with Cyrus, people, because he don't play. He don't play. So, oh my God, all that was happening, and Mellie was running around like a crazy woman trying to say to Cyrus, look, you need to put James on blast. You need to pull out all the stops because Sally is ready to pounce. And of course, Sally goes to the president and she's like, bam, I'm going to run for president. And he's like, say what now? And of course, she got a good talking to by her campaign manager, and who was like, listen, you need to step away from the whole abortion, being pro-abortion, because you will not win. You will not win the women. And she was ready to say, all right, I give up. Like, I give up that to be president. And she was all like, yeah, I believe that it's a woman's right between her and her doctor, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, you don't believe that, honey, but she will do whatever it takes. She was even willing to be like, Cyrus, I will call your bluff on those photos that you have of my husband and your husband sucking face. Like, she is ready to throw down, okay? And I kind of love it. So pretty much everybody had a little bit of a moment in this episode. I mean, Huck, after last week's episode, I was like, okay, he's just going to go boo to Quinn, and he's not going to really do anything. But my man tied her up like this and had her naked, okay? She was just toe up from the flow up. Poor Quinn. And now she's like playing rogue double agent. Dude, this is not going to end well for anybody. And it's just so good. So we get the final reveal that at the end that the mom is not who she's claiming to be, all innocent, sweet mommy. And Olivia has just seen her fly off in the airplane, and she's off to parts unknown. Everyone thinks she's going to Hong Kong. I highly doubt that that's where her destination is going to be. And, it's like, what is going to happen next? And then right when you think the episode is done, just when you think it's all over, guys, we get a phone call to Cyrus. And who's on the other end of that phone? That's right, it's Sally Langston crying her eyes out because what? She looks like she just killed her husband. She saw those naked pictures of her husband getting it on with James, and she wasn't feeling it after all. Even after all her big talk to Cyrus, that's right, guys. She just did a bad, bad thing, and she is confessing to Cyrus. Really? Why would you be confessing to Cyrus? Really? Oh my God, this show, Shonda has me, guys. It's just too good. And I know I say it every week. The show's crazy. The show is like, it is nonstop. It throws everything at you, but it's not like in that way where it seems completely ridiculous. I mean, you watch CNN, you watch what's going on. I mean, even in our city right now, our mayor is crazy. And it's all believable. So all these things that she has happen on her show, I believe somewhere in the world this kind of stuff goes down and we just don't know about it. And that's what I love about the show is they are willing to just throw this craziness at the audience and they sell it every single week. I mean, come on. Now, we all know that Kerry Washington is pregnant right now, and you can tell in all these scenes that she is fully hiding what is coming down below. And my whole thing is I hope that the show does not make her pregnant. And the way that they're filming her right now, it looks as if they're really trying to hide it, which makes me very happy. I was worried that after last week's episode when she hooked up with Fitz, which was lovely, by the way. I do ship the two of them. That they were going to say this is the moment where she gets pregnant. And I'm really still crossing my fingers that they do not do that because Olivia Pope does not need to be running around changing dirty diapers, people. She needs to be bad and good and sassy and just kicking it every day wearing some fabulous wardrobes. That is what I need to see from my Olivia Pope. So I'm hoping and I'm praying that the show does not write the pregnancy into the storyline. And after the way that they've been like kind of hiding her, putting her in some big, nice, really nice coats, that they're just going to steer clear of that altogether. All in all, a wonderful episode. And this wasn't even the season, or should I say mid-season finale. We still have one more week left, guys. And then we go on a nice Christmas break. I mean, come on. They are killing it. And I can't wait. Okay, guys, that has been my long review of Scandal. I apologize. I just couldn't keep it in. There's just too much to say. There's too much happening. The show is too good. All right, guys, I'll see you next week. I don't even know what's going to happen. It's just going to kill me. I know it will, but I can't wait to see it. All right, guys, that's it for me. Bye.